where they get trained and ideologically indoctrinated and financed. They basically come across the border, launch attacks, and they run back. So it's really, we are fighting an endless war unless we get Pakistanis to sincerely cooperate in the war against terrorism. And that means, of course, the military and intelligence establishment that is effectively the government there. Regional factors, we talked about opportunities are there, and the fact is that we have a clear strategy to win the war in Afghanistan. And the most important asset in the fight against terrorism and extremism in Afghanistan is the Afghan people. The Afghan people strongly support international presence in Afghanistan. They perceive international forces as liberators, not occupiers, like we did, the Soviets. And so we want the international community to stay and to help do the job together with us. And as a military strategy, we are a strong proponent of clearing an area of the Taliban and then holding that area by standing up security, law enforcement, and social and economic institutions so they basically deliver services to people like a normal government to provide public goods. And then build. So those institutions are sustainable. Those, of course, local communities and villages over time develop and become self-sustaining. And of course, we propose that the security sector should be Afghanized, that Afghan National Police and Army should be trained and equipped to do the job because they're not only cost effective but also save the lives of our allies of forces in Afghanistan. National reconciliation, we think also dialogue is to be a part of a broad strategy to win the peace in Afghanistan. And of course, as long as the Taliban accept the Afghan constitution as a precondition and to renounce violence and to lay down their weapons and choose a civilian life, they're welcome to join us. And we've been able to bring some 5,000 Taliban on our side. And this process ongoing. We also have a national development strategy. Sorry, I'll just fast forward. I just want to show you because it is a strategy on which we worked some, I think, 2-3 years. It has 3 pillars: security, governance, rule of law, and human rights, economic and social development. It has, I think, about 8 sectors and then 5 cross-cutting areas. And it is also costed and was discussed at the recent Paris Donors Conference. And we asked the international community to help us implement this development strategy. In a way, it's our Marshall Plan for post-conflict Afghanistan. And we believe that if we implement this strategy, we could, of course, win the peace in Afghanistan. Why is it important to stay engaged in Afghanistan? It's a key question. Of course, we know security is globalized. I'm sure you're conducting research and you know how important it is to keep the momentum in Afghanistan and to truly secure the country today and secure its future, because it is, of course, in a volatile and yet geopolitically important part of the world where Afghanistan is and will be United States' strategic ally. And we have achieved significant goals, which as I pointed out, need to be consolidated so we can have this enduring strategic partnership, one that would enable us to stand on our own feet and be an active member of the international community, one that contributes to peace and security in the world. Public opinion, as I pointed out, is very good towards international presence in Afghanistan. We understand that the minute the international community is gone, the Taliban, we already know, are outside Kabul, and they will basically take over and basically plunge the country back into violence and terrorism and chaos. So the Taliban are not an alternative for the Afghan people. They want us to stay there and get the job done. And here just a comparative comparison of where we were 7 years ago and where we are today. We have definitely come a long way. Those are key strategic objectives with, I think, some $30 billion that we have invested over the past 7 years. That's all assistance given to Afghanistan. And so we have achieved milestones. What can you do? Of course, you as students can, of course, inform and shape U.S. foreign policy. And, of course, you will be future leaders, too. And you will have learned from your past relationship with Afghanistan that disengaging prematurely from countries like Afghanistan will come back and haunt us, the blowback effect. And so it's important for the United States to remain in these countries to build peace, because peace is, is going to serve our own national security interests. Thank you. And I'd like to get your questions. Thank you. Thanks.
Now, we have time for questions, but may I ask you, if you ask a question, to wait till the microphone gets to you. We're recording this for broadcast on our web. So Morgan back here has the microphone.
Sure.
Hi. My name is Wade Hansen, Mesa major, Middle East Studies. And my question was, in Iraq there's a lot of sectarian violence. Is there the same sort of thing in Afghanistan? Do the Uzbeks and the Tajiks and the Pashtuns, do they get along, or is that an obstacle that we have to get over? And if it is an obstacle, in which ways does it manifest itself?
No, not in Afghanistan. Of course, the sectarian issue is not a problem as it was in Iraq or still is in Iraq. And also, ethnically, Afghanistan is very diverse. On the grassroots level, people do coexist, do get along. There are lots of intermarriages. But ethnicity or ethnic diversity, as we all know, is a peacetime good. But of course a wartime disadvantage, because ethnic diversity can of course turn into ethnic differences by players in Afghanistan that try to destabilize Afghanistan, playing one ethnic group against the other. And it's also in case of Afghanistan, sometimes it's the demagogues of those different ethnic groups that try to basically appeal to the issue of ethnicity and ethnic identity to promote themselves and their self-interest, which is not really in the interest of the Afghan nation, a nation of diverse ethnic groups, one with a strong ethnic or national identity. Sure.
John Witten, Archaeology. What has been the emphasis of local governments over a broader? Do the provinces have local institutions of townships and those? And what's the emphasis in your written constitution about giving power? What's the distribution of power, I guess you could say?
Local institutions remain weak, unfortunately, in Afghanistan has a history of weak local governance. In the past, we used to have a strong center